Hi, so I'm building a PC today and I've never done it before, so I thought I'd film it. So we've got to start with the motherboard. Obviously I'm going to have to keep cutting because I can't do a lot of things with one hand, but I'm going to get this out of the bag. Right, I've stolen my mum's LED lamp so I can see what I'm doing. Don't mind the mess everywhere. I am a terrible person. So here's the motherboard all laid out. I've got the CPU here, so we're gonna get that out and hopefully slot it in without breaking it. I love how they, in the PC building process, the most risky thing is the thing you do first. I love that. There she is. First thing we've got to do is release this arm. There we go. And now we can take this out of the plastic. I'd also like to apologise for the background noise because my mum is washing up and blaring music at probably 100% volume. Right, so you have to match up the triangle on the CPU, it could be a triangle or an arrow, with that on the motherboard. So on the motherboard, I don't know if you can see, there is the tiniest little arrow in the world here, which isn't on the other corners. And on the, if I lift this out, on the bottom of the CPU, you can see in that corner, there's that one there. So that means put the CPU in like that. Now I think I'm going to do this without holding the camera because this is incredibly dangerous. So just a sec. Right, so that's now in there. I literally just made sure the triangle was in sync with the other triangle, obviously, and then made sure the leftmost pin was above the leftmost hole. That's how I did it, at least, to make sure it was lined up. And then just dropped it, and it went in under its own weight. You should not have to push it in. If you have to push it in, you've probably done something wrong. Don't force it, because you might break something. Okay, so, and then you just have to push down the tension arm. And then just latch under there, and then it's done. Okay, now I've got to do the cooler. These cables are for RGB, so I'm not going to deal with that right now because it's not really important. The main cable, the power cable, is already on it, so I'm going to figure out how to put this on. I'm not actually sure yet. Well, that was the most stressful experience of my life. This was really hard to install. I didn't expect it to be that hard, but these install via clips, a clip there and a clip there. This is one that you actually lock it with, and it was just very, I mean, it's reassuring because it's very tight fit. Like, this is not gonna slip out at all, because that was impossible, like nearly impossible to get that in and then get this in. So even without locking it, it probably would have stayed secure. And then the amount of force you have to put with this locking arm, that is not coming out. So it's reassuring, but it was very stressful. RAM now. Okay, so I have 2 sticks of RAM, and generally I think you put them in 2 and 4 to make them work the best, but I'm going to check with the motherboard manual just a sec. That's right, so here's my RAM. I'm going to unbox it and then stick it in. This is really simple. All you've got to do is open the latches. Make sure that with your stick of RAM that the notch lines up. And as you can see that, hang on, let me turn this around. You can see there's a notch in here, and it should align with this. I believe this is different generations of RAM. So you just slot it in there. Sorry, slot it in there. And then just push it down. I might have to do this with 2 hands just so it's evenly distributed. Hang on. That was way more force than I could do with 1 hand. Now just put the second one in and then it should be done. Cool, that's in and it's looking good. Now the only thing left to do before putting in the case is the M.2, so I'll get that out of the box. There she is. I still cannot get over how small this is. This little port here, let me just plug that in. It goes in pretty easily, no force at all. You will notice it's sticking up, but that's what these screw holes are for. You should get a screw with your motherboard, the tiniest screw in the world, and then screw it down. I'll just do that. Okay, that's all in. This screw is so fiddly because it's so small, but like whatever. Also just plugged in the CPU cooler fan. And now put in the case is the next step. Alright, I'm going to go ahead with the process of putting the motherboard in the case. This totally isn't precarious at all. Just removing this off. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it with one hand because it's glass, but also I'm gonna leave this on just until the end. Right, so you can see inside here now. I'm gonna just put the motherboard in, deal with all these little screws. Do is this, which I think just snaps in, but I will find that out, I guess. Yep, I was right. Cool, that's in there now. I just got the accessories box out of here with all the screws in, and also these cute little cable management things. So the cable ties came loose in here, and I didn't want to lose them, but luckily I collect small pots I get, so that worked out well. Right, so I'm actually going to put the motherboard in now. Probably, again, a two-hand job, but I'll show you after I'm done. Okay, well, that's in, all done. So now I think I'm going to do graphics card or hard drive. Okay, I did some reading, and neither of those. I'm going to put the power supply in now. Okay, power supply is in. I brought the light over there so I could see the screws better. In retrospect, I probably should have plugged in more than just the 24 pin, but oh, you win some, you lose some. Just put the hard drive in there now. At the moment, I'm just going ahead and plugging in all of these cables. So we've got main board power, and there's say a cable for the hard drive, and like the USB front headers and stuff. I'm taking a break from doing the cables to watch the Nintendo Direct. Graphics card is in and plugged in. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna test it now. Hopefully nothing blows up. Update. I've had it on for a couple hours now. It is 5 AM. This did take me like over 12 hours, and I probably shouldn't have started it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it all ended up alright. I didn't blow anything up, I didn't get stressed, so it's all fine really. Pretty sick.